look at central and inscribed angles. So first we're going to look at central angles. Okay? Central angles, and we're going to put this in our circle book so we can use it on our quiz on Monday. Here's my circle. Here's the center of my circle. I'm going to name it B.
You're going to name it that.
B. So this is my angle right here. A, B, C. Okay? Angle A, B, C. Okay? And I'm going to tell you right now, the measure of angle ABC equals the arc AC, equals this arc out here. They're equal to each other. And this we're going to label it central angles. Okay? With central angles, we have minor arcs, which are less than 180 degrees. We have major arcs, which are more than 180 degrees. And we have semicircles, which equal 180 degrees. So we're going to do a couple examples with central angles, and then we're going to come back and do some with inscribed angles. So central angles are equal to their arc, minor less than 180, major more than 180, semicircles exactly 180. Okay, and what are the angles of a whole circle if we go all the way around? 360, yes.
Oh, I actually got that right.
Yep. Okay, I'm going to move this. We're looking at the central angles classwork. And I'm just going to do a few of these so that you can do your homework.
We have to finish this.
You do not have to finish the classwork. You will just have to do the homework. This is just notes, just examples. Okay? KHM. What is the arc made by KHM? KM. KM. That's it. Okay? Let's move down to number 5. What is the angle made by arc RS?
Q.
SQR or RQS. You have to name those. You can't just say Q because I could think you meant this angle on the outside. So you have to list those 3 things, okay?
So whatever the middle?
Yeah. Has to
Put it
go
So
in the middle. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Middle.
All right, that's easy.
All right, let's turn it over and look at the harder ones in the back.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my.
I feel
Lord.
Number 9. We're going to find this unknown angle, FBC. We know that D to C, this arc is 80 degrees. We know E to F is 77. And we know C to E is 115. I want to know this angle right here, F, B, C, this whole angle. F, B, and C. Okay? So let's think. How many degrees does a circle have?
360.
360. So we go 360. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to find this arc, and then I can add those 2 together, right? Because the angles are the same as the arc. So 360 minus 115 minus 80 minus 77 gives me 88. So this arc is 88. So how do I find this angle? I'm going to add those two arcs together because central angles and arcs are the same. So 88 plus 80 gives me 168. Okay. Where did I lose you guys?
Nowhere.
You're good? Do you want to try an easier one like that, like number 10?
Yeah.
Okay. If Q to P is 70, what's QOP? If this is 70, what's this? 70. That's it.
Wait.
Central angles and arcs are the same. See this arc right here in pink?
Mhm.
That's 70. This is its central angle. It hits the center. So they are the same degree. Okay. Let's try number 13. We're going to go to the bottom and try number 13. Okay? Angle FEH is 120 degrees. Arc FGH, this whole length, is 5x. I want to figure out what x is. So if this angle is 120, what's this arc? If this angle is 120, I didn't really hear it. This arc is 120. So what do these two things, the pink and the black, add up to be? No. What do these add up to be? What are they going to equal? 360. So 120 plus 5x equals 360. Subtract 120. 5x equals 240. Then what do? Divide by 5. And what is x going to equal? 48. Okay? So I'm just going to tell you right now, a lot of the problems for the homework deal with using half the circle. So using things like 180. So don't forget that. We're going to go back to our circle book, and we're going to talk about inscribed angles. I'm just going to put this underneath, inscribed angles. Okay? So here's my circle. We've got A, C, and B. I'm just mixing it up. Okay? An inscribed angle is half the arc. The interpreted, I don't know if that's spelled right, sorry. Interpreted arc. The measure of arc AB divided by 2 equals the measure of angle ACB. Okay? So let's do an example. I'm just going to state it. Okay? Just going to draw a little picture. Don't write this in your circle book, but this is just an example as you're writing this down. Here's my inscribed angle, and I know it's an inscribed angle because the angle touches the circumference of the circle. If this is 20, what's this out here? Want to try it the other way? Okay, how about this? If this is 100, how much is the angle right there? The angle's half the arc, so the angle would be 50. So if the angle is 20, the arc would be 40, right? Because we should be able to go back and forth, right? Angle is 20, arc is 40. Okay? All right, let's look at your homework. I'm going to do number 4. Okay? This is called inscribed angles. I'm going to do number 4. I don't want you to see all the answers. I'm going to do number 4. It states State if each angle is inscribed. If it is, name the angle and interpreted arc. So we're going to look at number 4. Okay. Is this an inscribed angle?
Wait, so this one?
Yeah.
It is not. What kind of angle would you call this? What's the other one we learned today? It is a central angle, right? It doesn't touch the outside of the circle.
It's not.
Okay, let's look at number 8. Let's look at number 8. Okay, so do you guys see that we're looking for this arc right here? And that's an inscribed angle for that arc. See how it hits the circumference of the circle?
Yeah.
All right, so if I find out what this angle is right here, I'm going to label it X. Can I times it by 2 to find that question mark? Okay. So this is a triangle, and the interior angles of a triangle add up to be what? 180. So 180 minus 49 minus 70 is?
61.
Okay. All right, and now I'm going to say X times 2 equals the question mark. So 2 times 61 equals 122. That's my arc. I know I'm going kind of fast. How are we doing? Okay, the back gets more difficult, so be ready. I don't have enough sticky notes, guys. All right, well, we're looking at number 12. Okay, do we see this angle right here? Do we see that angle right there?
No.
Do we agree that that angle is half as big as this arc? So if I want to find out this, do I set them equal to each other? What do I do? I know the angle's half as big as the arc. The arc is 192. What am I going to do?
Just divided by 2.
So perfect, Mike. 192 divided by 2 gives me 96. So 31x plus 3 equals 96. I divided this by 2. Okay? Now I'm going to subtract 3. 31x equals 93. Take 93 and divide it by 31. And I get x equals 3. So I'm going to tell you right now, 15 and 16 are challenge problems. So instead of doing those, I'm going to leave those as a challenge. As long as you try them, you get full credit. Okay? And we're going to do number 13 on this blank sticky note. We're going to look at number 13. Okay?
I'm proud. I did find it.
You did. You did a great job. Okay. We want to find angle NLN. So this angle right here in black. But I don't know this arc on the outside. I know this other arc over here is 13x minus 10. The one I want is 7x minus 10. What do these form when I add them together? The green. The two green things. It makes a semicircle, which is how many degrees again? 180.
Yes.
So could I go 13x minus 10 plus 7x minus 10 equals 180? Know that when I find this, when I find the answer to this, I'm going to have to divide it by 2 to find the angle. So don't forget that. 13x and 7x is 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20x minus 20 equals 180. I'm going to add 20 to both sides. And I get 20x equals 200. divide both sides by 20. X equals 10. Okay, so that's my first step. I found X. Now I have to go over here and go 7. Let me zoom out. 7 times 10 minus 10 gives me 7 times 10 is 70. Minus 10 is 60. So this angle out here is 60. And now how am I going to find the measure of angle NLM? What is that going to equal? We have to divide it by 2, so it's going to be 30 degrees. So that was a lot of steps. First, I had to add them up and set them equal to 180 to find out what X is. Then I had to plug in X. Then once I plugged in X, I had to divide that by 2. So there was a lot of steps for that one. Okay, your homework for tonight is the one that says Central Angles Homework. And this sheet right here, Inscribed Angles Homework. So you have double homework because we had no homework yesterday. Okay? So 2 things. You guys have no classwork, don't worry about it. I thought maybe we would have time to get to it, we did not. So you guys have, don't worry about it, just the homework. You guys have 15 minutes. So I see some people packing up their stuff. You know the Central Angles homework was easier, so why don't you just do that? Good. You have one last thing to do. Okay. All right, I'm going to stop the recording and I'm going to walk around and